Imagine if, in 2026, privacy is no longer an option, but a requirement. For example, for artificial intelligence, for financial data, or for institutions. This is exactly where an altcoin could come into play that almost no one really understands or has on their radar today: Mind Network. In this video, I'll show you 10 data-driven reasons why Mind Network could be extremely exciting. Welcome to 10x Invest, your channel for honest and data-driven investment analyses. But a quick disclaimer, my channel is not financial advice, but purely for informational purposes. By the way, a quick point that I noticed: many crypto investors end up paying unnecessarily high costs because prices and fees are often not transparent. But Swissborg automatically compares prices from multiple exchanges and executes trades at the best available rate. In addition, Swissborg also offers features like crypto ETFs, allowing you to invest broadly, without having to manage every coin individually. By the way, if you sign up using my link, you will also get a bonus of up to 50 euros in Bitcoin. And in the end, that gives you, so to speak, a good head start right away. You can find the link for that in the pinned comment. Today we're going to take a look at the Mind Network together. This is a Web3 project that ultimately focuses on encrypted, specialized technology. In short, it means computing with data without actually decrypting it. And why this is so relevant and why FHE could explode, this is exactly what we're going to clarify now. Let's get to the reason. Number 1, privacy is becoming infrastructure. Privacy won't just disappear in the future, it might actually become mandatory. Because regulations are, of course, getting stricter and stricter. AI is processing increasingly sensitive data, for example, from the healthcare sector, financial sector, and identities. And the encryption from Mind Network makes exactly that possible. The data remains encrypted while it's being used. So extremely exciting. And the market for privacy technologies is growing rapidly, from just under $5 billion to $12 billion by 2030. And Mind Network isn't a latecomer here, they're the pioneer. Reason number 2, technological tailwind from standards. In 2024, FHE was recognized as a post-quantum relevant technology. That's crucial because quantum computers threaten today's encryption. But FHE is prepared for that. Mind Network is actually building precisely for this future. And this isn't a short-term trend, it's a long-term infrastructure. Reason number 3, strong institutional backing. So Mind Network is supported by, for example, Binance Labs, but also by Chainlink, Google, and 20 other partners. That's no coincidence. Actors like these don't invest out of curiosity or for fun, but out of strategic interest. But partnerships also mean access, adoption, and reach. Reason number 4, AI and crypto are growing together. By 2026, AI will no longer be centrally controlled. Instead, it will ultimately be agent-based, autonomous AI agents interacting with each other. But, as mentioned, AI needs privacy. That's exactly what Mind Network is building the infrastructure for. You could call it privacy-first AI. And without FHE, there can be no secure AI cooperation. Then, reason number 5, a concrete product roadmap. So, Mind Network delivers Mind Chain, which is its own FHE chain, then Mind Bridge for interoperability, and Mind DAO for governance, meaning voting rights. And these are not empty promises, but rather a clearly defined milestone. In other words, the roadmap is what determines trust in the long run. Then, reason number 6, the growing network. Over 2 million users, for example, more than 1 million active wallets, 100 million encrypted transactions. Network effects are crucial, because the more users there are, the higher the value, and for the infrastructure, that's extremely important. We know this from other protocols. Then, reason number 7, DeFi and RWA. Tokenization is coming. Real estate, bonds, assets. BlackRock wants to tokenize everything, but sensitive financial data needs protection. And FHE enables exactly that. Mind Network is positioning itself very early here, and 2026 could be the decisive year. Reason number 8, macro tailwinds, ETFs, regulations, but also stablecoins are gaining global value on the rise, and privacy is therefore not an obstacle, but ultimately a prerequisite. Mind Network naturally benefits directly from this. Then reason number 9, the tokenomics and the supply effect at most 1 billion tokens. By the way, the majority of them are staked. Utility in staking, governance, payments. Increasing usage meets a limited supply. That naturally creates scarcity. Reason number 10, the narrative and the shift. AI, robotics, DeFi, privacy. These narratives are merging together, and Mind Network happens to sit right at this intersection. And not as a meme, but ultimately as infrastructure. Projects like these are often only recognized late, but then highly valued. By the way, a quick point that I noticed. Many investors invest, but in the end, they barely make any financial progress. Wages rise only slowly, inflation moves faster, and investing often feels like gambling. I know what that's like. That's exactly why I developed a simple but effective system. Completely data-driven and emotionless, using my 10 times formula and a clear master plan. A plan that can be applied in both bull and bear markets. That's often where the biggest opportunities lie. In the 10x Elite, you get this master plan in full, meaning you'll have my complete investment plan through 2030 and beyond. But what exactly do you actually get now? And how will it definitely help you move forward? First, you get my latest penny stock analyses and hidden gems among altcoins from the low cap sector. So, exciting opportunities analyzed based on data with a percentage score at the end. This way, you save time and ultimately benefit from my research work. Then secondly, data-driven ranking lists. I have rated all analyses in a ranking list of altcoins, but also stocks, in percentages. In other words, no opinions, just data. And then you have a clear comparison to see where the potential lies. Then thirdly, I keep you regularly informed about the market. And I do this without hype and without panic, but with a clear assessment. This way, you are always well informed about the market without having to invest a lot of your own time. Fourth, you get access to my Zenix indicator. This is the centerpiece of my data-driven approach. The indicator shows on TradingView in the end whether it's Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, or even commodities. It indicates bearish and bullish trend reversals, but also highlights interesting overbought and oversold zones. This is ultimately done with green and red colors, so you can immediately spot exciting opportunities in the market without being blind to them. 5. You also get insight into my portfolio, so complete transparency, but simply as inspiration for you. 6. You receive concrete DCA, that is, dollar cost averaging analyses, for example, to determine the best average price for Bitcoin. But also for trading, futures trading in the end, long and short analyses, which I ultimately post there. And last but not least, you also get access to my 10x Academy, where you really learn how to apply analyses yourself, how to spot opportunities, how to understand analyses, and how to proceed based on data. So if you want to move away from speculation and towards a clear data-driven system, you'll find the 10x Elite linked below in the video description. And now let's continue directly with the video. Yes, hello, and welcome to the chart analysis of Mind Network. Let's take a look at the overall situation. If we look back here, by the way, I use my indicator and TradingView, and my indicator basically shows two things, as I just mentioned. And here we also had a large green dot in the end, and here as well it indicates that many people have sold, and that we may have seen a bottom forming. After that, we were also pushed up massively, basically, twice. We had this here, then we were pushed upwards. Let's look at about that point in time. That was, yes, a 10 times was that Zach up here. Then we went down again, the indicator also showed it with a red dot, we were sold off. Then we had another bullish trend reversal, that was here, let's see, that was about here, Zach. And then we went up another 1000%, so 10 times upwards. But then again, the indicator showed a red dot, which means that we were overbought. And then we got pushed down. At the moment, we're just at the edge of the oversold zone. So, in the future, another interesting point might form. We'll just have to wait and see for now. When I get into altcoins, like for example Mind Network. Or if you want to use the indicator yourself, feel free to check below. In the video description, the links. Now that you know Mind Network and recognize its strength, I really recommend you check out my analysis on it, including my price scenarios. So you can find the analysis here. Enjoy the next video. Thanks for watching and see you soon.